Hello and welcome to Leadership Dialogue. I am Dr. John Nkamiak. On today's edition of the show, our topic is the PDP's collapsing, or especially after the defection of Peter Mba of Enugu State, Umoino of Akwa Ibom State, and of course Sheriff Oberiwori of Delta State. They've all gutted the opposition, as it were. The party calls it greed. The defectors call it aligning with the center. Now, is the PDP finished? We'll find out shortly. Joining us is a stalwart and key reform voice in the PDP, in the person of Comrade Daibo Kiabo Womit, and he is a national leader of the consigned PDP League. And Comrade, it's great to have you join us on this edition of Leadership Dialogue.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, I will not be doing this show alone. I have, will I call her my right-wing woman or left-wing woman? But it's always good to have her on the show. Omo, it's great to have you join us.
Thank you very much. Nice to do this with you.
Right, so let's get straight into it, comrade. With Enugu, Akwa Ibom, and Delta gone, the loss is staggering because each of these governors are not just moving as individuals, but they're moving the entire structure, political structure, as it were, and most importantly, PDP structure, because all three states are or were supposedly PDP strongholds, both in Southeast and South Nigeria. So, is the PDP now a shadow of its past?
Once again, let me start by saying thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure.
Let me say that PDP is not a shadow of itself. PDP has remained the PDP that Nigerians love, has remained the same party that Nigerians believe in and are yearning for to come back. So, not minding the what I would call the elitist loss, we have not lost any member. PDP is the people's party, not elite party.
So it is the elites that have left, but not the people.
Not even all the elites. Few elites. And you know, in this part of the world, politicians, they come for major literary reason, but masquerade it with they want to connect with the national, blah, 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 and so on. 1, for political ambition. 2, political survival. 3, political protection. These are the reasons most time they decamp. But they masquerade it that they want to connect with the national. Now, most of them praise, quote and unquote, the present president of building Lagos. When he built Lagos, was he in the ruling party or his party at the center? No! He was even having issue with the then president. So how did he build Lagos? So you will see that these are chicken-hearted men. These are greedy fellow, ungrateful leaders of former leaders of our party at the state level. In the words of Professor Odenta, he said they are godless, they are conscienceless, and they are greedy. Otherwise, for instance, for a second-term governor, what are you afraid of, the Bayelsa governor? What are you afraid of? The former, his predecessor,
he may be afraid of being chased by the EFCC by the time he's done.
That means you must have stolen the money of the people. Why did you steal it? If you are clear, you don't need to be afraid of anything.
But Bayelsa is interesting because somebody that is also respected in the political circles in Bayelsa, who's been noted to be a PDP loyalist in the person of Ben Murray Bruce too.
No, he's a businessman. He's not a politician. Ben Murray Bruce is a businessman. When they are calling politician, we know the politicians in Bayelsa State.
Okay.
He's a politician. He's a businessman.
You want to ask a question?
Yes. Do you think there's still hope for PDP in Rivers State? You're from Rivers State. Fubara is most likely the only governor left from the South, if I'm very correct, that is yet to defect to the APC. Do you think there's hope for PDP in Rivers State?
There is a lot of hope for PDP in Rivers State. As I said, Rivers, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, Akwa Ibom are all blue-blooded PDP states. I've said this several times. So the elites, few elites, a microscopic few elites leaving the party does not invalidate the fact that those states are blue-blooded PDP states. Okay. So there is a great future for PDP in Rivers. In fact, you see, those people, leaving the party will allow new leaders to emerge. It's a good radiance to bad rubbish.
But comrade, yes, the defections seem to signal or look like symptoms of an internal disease. Now, your group has been very vocal about the failure of enforcing the party's constitution. You and I have had this conversation severally, and resolve crises like the tussle for the National Secretary's office. How much blame does the current PDP National Working Committee, NWC, bear for creating the instability that has pushed out these few elites, as you tag them?
Now, there are two faces to that. You see, I will put some of the blame on the PDP Governors Forum chairman and the person of His Excellency, the Governor of Bauchi State. Reason being is because of his ambition of wanting to be the vice presidential candidate. Wow. Because he assumed that since they zoned the presidency to the south, there is no chance for him to contest. And now he started, he was able to eliminate Atiku from the party. He is using the elimination strategy. Atiku has been eliminated. Now what next? The president chairman is from the northeast like himself. And if the chairman is from the northeast, there is no way he will get the vice presidential slot. What is he going to do next? Eliminate the chairman from the northeast. And that's why, as we speak today, he has been pushing for the chairmanship to go to the northwest. Now, because of that, he created division in the NWC. When we are having very, minor issue, he allowed himself to be controlled by his ambition and welcome a set of NWC members that were rebelling and welcomed them. Instead of telling them, no, go and invite your chairman and come with your chairman, he welcomed them. And in his presence, they introduced somebody that is a miscreant, a political talk, to him as national secretary, and was smiling. Because it's not coming, because it aligned with his ambition to bring himself or project himself or strategically position himself for the position of the vice presidential candidate, wherever they emerge within the PDP. So that thing he did in trying to divide the NWC haunted the party till this point. In as much as we have overcome a lot of the challenges there, that act of the Bauchi State governor affected it. Now, that is one part of it. Now, another part of it is that, you see, that's why I say greed and, the usual reasons, political ambition, protection, and survival. Yeah. Otherwise, look at Ghana, for example. I don't want to go to the US. Our neighbor, Ghana. The former President Mahama, he lost election. He did not leave his party. He stayed in the party, contested.
And won.
No, before he first lost.
He first lost, yes.
He challenged Nana Akufo. He challenged him, he lost. Yeah. Second time he lost. Now he contested again and won the sitting vice president. The sitting vice president congratulated him. Why didn't he leave his party? It's simple ambition. Simple political ambition, political survival, and political protection. That is it. Otherwise, there is no reason. If your house is not in order, are you going to leave the house and go and live in a hotel? Won't you clean it up and keep it to your taste? That is what they should do.
You mentioned Ude Okoye.
Yes.
Who was presented as the supposed national secretary. That particular issue is part of the reasons why the southeastern wing of the PDP claim that their voices have not been heard, that they had resolved that after the sitting national secretary, Samuel Anyanwu, left that position to contest for the governorship position in Imo State and lost, that they had already nominated Ude Okoye as their representative for that seat, and a host of other related issues, suggesting that the PDP has not been giving ear to the Southeast.
No, that is very untrue. It's a fallacy. It's a big lie. Because let me give, for instance, since we conducted our convention in 2021, we've only had Netanyahu as the national secretary. We've never had anybody in any time as national secretary. So to be a fallacy to say that Netanyahu stepped down, the constitution is there, the party congress guideline is there to prove that you don't need to resign to contest. I've severally cited the sections, the relevant section, that you don't need to resign to contest. Yesterday, in your sister station, the Deputy National Publicity Secretary was there, and he made it clear that he himself contested as the governor of his state. He remained the Deputy Publicity Secretary to today. So, are we operating to constitution? No, of course. So
it's a misinterpretation of the Constitution.
It's not just, they did not misinterpret it. They want to come through for their selfish ambition, inordinate ambition. They want to bring a miscreant through the back door that will do their bidding as national secretary. And we said no. I said no. God forbid. The Constitution is there, because if you allow them to subvert the Constitution, it's anarchy that will come. And you want to say the party should subvert the Constitution because of your ambition? No, it's not possible. And let me ask this question: what has Peter Mba done for PDP that has given him this leverage in his political history in Enugu?
He seems to have carried some weight, because his predecessor also decamped with him.
Did the predecessor win his senatorial election? No. That is why I tell you that. I said it is elitist, few elites that decamp. Okay. The masses are with the party, not minding that they decamp. Go to Enugu State, you'll see the grievances.
Okay, so let me come in here.
Yes.
I think there was a time that PDP had influx of elite politicians as well. Is it because you people are on the flip side right now?
No, not that. You see, PDP is the only party. And in fact, the Southeast should be grateful to PDP, should appreciate, and I know that the masses in the Southeast are very grateful to PDP. Why? It was under PDP, after Nigerian history, that the Southeast got the Chief of Defense Staff. That is to tell the level of trust the party bestowed on the Southeasterners. It was under PDP. The Southeast produced 5 Senate presidents. All the Southeastern states has the one-time Senate president. Talked about very lucrative ministries. They added it. Talk about agencies. Look at our late, one of the finest lady that has led NAFDAC. Mention them. You can mention and run out of the list. So, but we are happy that the ordinary voters in the Southeast appreciate that, and not the elite, because the elites are being guided by their greed and ambition to move to anywhere. So the party is doing well. The Southeasterners appreciate what PDP has done for them. No other party has done it for them in the history of this country.
The PDP leadership has condemned the defectors as selfish. You also used a similar term here. But in Nigerian politics, is it fair to call it just greed, or have the defectors pragmatically realized the PDP has no national political ideology left to fight for? In the movement, is the movement simply about accessing to the center and resources? Because, I mean, you have said, yes, it's about political survival, political protection and ambition. Yes. But is it just possible that their worry is that the PDP no longer has a national political ideology?
When you say a national political ideology, the party they are running into, does it have a national political ideology? What ideology do they have themselves that is driving them to that party? You know, the PDP has a political ideology. The PDP remains formidable. It's structured everywhere in this country. That is the only party that is structured.
But are
The
they not?
infrastructure is
Are
also
they,
there.
are they not
The human
with their
and
defection? Are
material
they not?
infrastructure is also there.
Are they not taking part of that structure with them to the APC?
Exactly.
Now that is what I'm telling you now. For example, just say in Rivers State we have 3 million voters, and the structure you're talking about, let's assume they are just 100. In exaggerating it, 100,000. How does that affect you? Because you have 2.9 million. So that's why when we come up to say, yes, looking at it from the media, it will sound big, but coming to the polling unit, all of them have only access to one vote. All of them. And that's why when the PDP say we are not perturbed about that, frankly speaking, we are not. We know that, yes, we are structured and we have the infrastructure across the country. The president today, I repeat, he did not chicken out. He faced us, challenged the president, President Obasanjo, denied him when he created local government of funds. But even at that, why didn't he say, I want to connect to the national, I want to connect to the center? He agreed. I want them to go. I challenge all of them to send their aid to come and tell me, let's go on national debate. To give me reason why they leave PDP, if not for selfish, other than selfish interest. There is no other interest.
So you're open to a national debate?
Yes, so any of
By
their aid.
any of their aid?
Any of the governors at the camp, they should send their aides and tell us that it is because of they want to connect to the national, they want to, the resources you have so far, what have you done
with it? Good question. Now, the crisis in the PDP did not start today. Can the PDP ever truly stabilize without addressing the deep wounds, particularly those led by the internal wars following the 2023 general elections? Because we cannot deny that the fallout of the 2023 general election is still haunting the PDP, and is the unresolved internal conflict the biggest drag as we speak for the PDP?
You know, one of the times I was privileged to be hosted by you, I mentioned it and said what we had is internal interest wrangling. And by the grace of God, we've been able to address that interest wrangling. And that's why the party zoned the presidency to the south. And also the party decided to address other, because that's the major issue. And the party has decided to also address other very insignificant issues. And that's why we are making this progress. And today, the ruling party is threatened by the level of cohesion, by the level of unity in the country, within the party, and as such, trying to make sure that they create tension and give the impression that PDP is not stable by forcing some of these governors to decamp to their party. So they'll say, no, the party is not standing. But let me tell you the truth: PDP is very much strong. The NWC, under the leadership of Ambassador Damagu, is doing wonderfully well. And we are looking towards our convention in November 15th and 16th to elect new managers of the party.
I like your confidence. I like your confidence. And I have said to you off the camera before now that by the time the national convention takes place, I hope you would run for publicity secretary. But notwithstanding, let's look at the facts on ground. With the APC now controlling 24 states, are we moving towards a de facto one-party state? I made a statement on one of our platforms here, and I've gotten varied reactions for suggesting that the body language, the move, and looking at the stats, the APC is suggesting that we are going towards a one-party state on or before or probably after 2027. So, if the main opposition collapses, what is the consequence for Nigeria?
No, then Nigeria will collapse. That is the simple truth. And PDP will not allow Nigeria to collapse. And PDP and the opposition in this country will not collapse. It's like, when you're in a flight, you go through turbulence, but when at a point it will stabilize. Sometimes it will be so turbulent that some people that are not flying frequently will be so tensed. But after a while, you see the thing will start moving smoothly. So that is what we are going through right now. We are going through turbulence, and we've been able to address it and navigate it. Ambassador Damagu is a very good pilot, and is navigating the turbulence terrain very well, and will land safely.
So, you've mentioned the national chairman of the PDP twice. I'm wondering, what is his immediate non-negotiable roadmap to stopping the bleeding that the PDP is currently experiencing, or navigating the turbulence, let me use your word, that the PDP is currently faced with?
You see, there is one thing about the present national chairman, Ambassador Umali Adam, is that he's somebody that even his shadow will not betray PDP. And he's very much has committed himself to that instead of him betraying PDP, it's better he never became chairman. And as such, he's doing everything within his power to make sure that PDP survive and the opposition parties survive in this country. Because without opposition, definitely, we are going to crash as a nation. And talking about one party, you see, Nigerians will reject it. Nigerians have started rejecting it. And that's why they have been calling on us. I've received several calls. People should do everything within your power to make sure you conduct a peaceful convention. Is PDP with
Is the convention going to hold?
Yes.
Because I know there are issues in courts with regards to the convention.
Yes, but the convention will hold. We have enemies in the house and we have enemies outside the house. But that will not stop the fact that that convention will hold. Yes, that is the simple truth.
A new INEC chairman is in the offering. Yesterday, he was before the Senate. Let's quickly watch the video where he stood before the Senate. He gave some insights into what to expect under his leadership, where he suggests that he will lean heavily or towards using technology in the 2027 elections. I will want to take your reactions, but let's get to watch Professor Amikpitan, who yesterday stood before the Senate and defended his credentials and reasons why President Bola Ahmed Tinubu nominated him to take over from former INEC chairman Mahmood Yakubu.
To ensure that those materials get to the. Additionally, we can also invest more on logistics to ensure that every part of Nigeria we can penetrate. Even if we have to use drones or whatever, with necessary safeguards to ensure that those materials get to those places, because no voter will be left behind. And that will be one of our policies.
Yes, Professor Amokbeton there, talking to the Red Chamber after he was scrutinized for 3 hours. I don't know if 3 hours is a good indicator as to how much work was done in scrutinizing him. But how do you react to, one, the nomination of Professor Amokbeton? Because some quarters say that he should not have been cleared by the Senate, that he was integral in the 2023 campaigns of the APC. And of course, we know that before his nomination, several quarters have talked about getting a non-partisan, neutral individual to run the Independent National Electoral Commission. And then secondly, his suggestions to lean more on technology to secure the ballot in 2027.
You see, I will start by saying that first, we as a party, Nigerians don't really have confidence, and we are not impressed by his statement. Because number one, he's appointed by the president, and the president is also a player in this politics.
Yes.
That is one. So we don't have confidence because he's been nominated by the president. Number two, as they will say, it's easier said than done. He has said he's going to use technology. In fact, he made a landmark statement that in his time, losers will congratulate winners. That is what we are waiting to see. And in other words, he's saying that the election that will be conducted under my watch will be so credible that nobody will go to court. He has a very, intimidating credential, no doubt about that. But would that translate to a transparent election? Would that translate to him being able to governize the electoral system and also governize the confidence of Nigeria to come out of this voter apathy we experienced in 2023? That is the question. So we are yet to see it. We want to give him the benefit of the doubt, let him get to the seat. We have election by next month. We want to see that first. We have other off-cycle elections before the general election. So at that point, we'll be able to properly assess him and judge him.
Is the PDP ready for the elections in Anambra?
Yes, of course, we are ready, not minding the shenanigans that are going on. We are very much ready. We have a candidate, even when they know that, because they know that he's a very popular one. They attempted, they attacked him in Abuja.
Abuja.
No, he came out and said that will not stop him, and we are forging on with Anambra election, and we are ready.
Come on. Before we let Comrade go, any questions?
Oh, you've really asked almost all the questions, and I think he has answered all my curiosity.
Okay.
But I just want to find out the FCT minister. Is he still a member of the PDP? That's what I want.
One question.
I've been confronted with that question several times. The thing is that membership of a party is an individual thing.
Okay.
And he has not come to say that he's no longer a member of the party. And I am not his official spokesperson.
Okay.
So we are waiting until the day we say he's not a member of the party. Well, as we speak today, he has not come up to say, I'm not a member of PDP. So following that, as at the last time we know, he said he's a member of the PDP. So let's take it like that.
Comrade Dakiabo, Warmate, it's been a pleasure having you, and thank you so much for shedding so much light on the issues as it relates to the People's Democratic Party. You basically re-echoed the chairman's words that the party, and also the words of the National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologun Abba, that the party belongs to the people and not to the elites. Thank you for making our time to be with us on Leadership Dialogue.
Thank you for always having me.
And of course, I am Nkamian John. Thanks for being a part of today's show. Trust us to be back with another incisive, engaging, and interactive edition of Leadership Dialogue. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe to LJE Nigeria on all social media platforms. Until then, it's bye for now.